Hi, boys and girls. The last few days, you have been learning about short vowel sounds. We've learned that short A says a, short E says short I says I, and today we're going to be learning about short O. Short O makes the ah sound. So let's look at some words that have the ah sound in them. The first word is pop, op. Pop has the short O sound because the O is saying op, op. And a good way to realize if the word has a short O sound is when you say short O, you open your mouth very wide. Pop. So whenever I sound out pop, my mouth opens very wide, and that's a good hint to remember that it probably has the short O or ah sound. It's hard to say ah with your mouth closed, so that's a good way to remember the short O sound. Let's look at another word that has the short O sound. Stop, stop. So remember, when I say stop, my mouth is opening when I get to that ah sound. So I know that stop has the ah sound, which is the short O sound. So this is another example of a word with a short O sound. Last is pot, pot. When I say pot, my mouth opens wide when I get to that vowel, so I know that it's making the short O sound. Pot. Now that we look at some examples of words that have the ah sound, we're going to look at some examples of words that do not have the ah sound. So they might have an O, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be making the ah sound. The first word we're going to look at is crow, crow, crow. So it has an O, but whenever we sound out crow, crow, the O is making the O sound, crow. It's not making the ah sound. So this is not an example of short O. Let's look at another word that is not an example. This word is cone. And when I say cone, even though there's an O, my mouth is not opening wide to make the ah sound. So cone does not have the short O sound. It has an O, but the O is saying O in cone. So that would not be an example of short O. Let's look at one more. Boat, boat. It has an O, but the O is saying O, boat. So that would not be an example either. Okay, now that we learned about words that have the ah sound, and words that do not, we're going to do a sort just like you've been practicing. So you are going to sort the words into short O sounds. Remember, those are words that say ah, and words that are not short O sounds. Those would be words that do not have the ah sound. So let's look at this example right here. Jog, jog. Jog has the ah sound, so I would put jog in the short O side of the sort. Let's look at another example. Oh, this one right here. Sip, sip. Does the word sip have the ah sound? It does not, so it would go over on this side with the not short O words. All right, so I hope that you have a great time sorting these short O, ah words, and the words that do not have short O. And make sure if you need any help or have any questions, make sure you ask your teacher. Hope you guys have a great day.